Oh, you're hungry. I should have fed you, huh? Well, can you wait 20 minutes? Hi, guys. Hang on, I gotta wait for everybody. Talk for a few minutes and then we'll do that, okay? Can you wait just a minute? I understand about imposition. I don't care if I get behind. Hi, Amanda. Oh, that's okay. We're dealing with it. He can live with it a long time. So, is what was so weird about it was he woke up vomiting. Hi, Kelby. He woke up vomiting, which is kind of like a red flag. Uh-oh. That has to go in my personal collection. And frothy at the mouth, and he'd been drinking a lot of water lately, but he hasn't been peeing. So when he woke up throwing up today and coughing and frothing, I'm all sweaty. I was like, okay, I'm taking him in. So I called, they said, bring him in an hour. They fit us right in. And Scrappy, what you doing? What you doing? And got in there. He sounded very congested, they said. Hi, Lucia. Mwah. He sounded very congested. And the first thing I said is full blood work panel and an x-ray. And the vet just laughed at me because, we've lost so many dogs to cancer. And he says, I plan on doing that. And then he took him back for an x-ray. And he came back, and the first thing he said was, no tumor. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Congestive heart failure. And I was like, oh, man. My dad had congestive heart failure, so I know what it did to him. And I said, how long can he live with this? He says he can live many, many years with this. He just has to be on medicine. So he just has to take, it's a generic form of Lasix, and it's just to get the extra fluid out of his body and from around his heart. So that will help. So we're going to change his food back to a light, because we had him on light food, and then my husband put him on regular food because it was cheaper. And now he's going to have to go back on light food, which he likes better anyway, but it's more expensive. You don't get as much per bag. Oh, these are softening up quite nice. Quite happy with this. Yes. That might be the only time I soften these boots up. Put saddle soap on these. I'm trying to soften them up. Hi, Nana. So he's on this medicine twice a day. And we're going to feed him twice a day. At the same time he gets fed, he'll get his medicine. And he's only 23 pounds. But 23 pounds for a pug is big. He's not fat. He's pretty well defined. He's perfect for a pug. But we want to get him skinnier. Aw, thank you, Joy. It's okay. It's treatable. He can be on medicine, which once he starts peeing left and right, he's going to be peeing in the house left and right. I know it. He hasn't been peeing. He's been drinking I've got dog hair all over me. He's been peeing all over. He has not been peeing. You take him outside after he gets up in the morning. He hasn't peed in 12 hours. And, oh, thank you, honey. It is, it's treatable, though. He's on a generic form of Lasix, which will pull all the excess fluid out of his body from around his heart, and he'll pee it out. So that'll make him feel better. But he's got to take it twice a day. He has to eat twice a day now instead of once a day. And since Rocky's been gone, he's become a picker. So you'll put his cup of food in the bowl, and he'll eat what he wants, and then he'll come back later and finish it. He doesn't like eat it all at one time like he always has his whole life. But I think he did that just because he didn't want Rocky to eat it. Nana, that's what you have? Yeah, that's what my dad had too. Do they have you on Lasix, Nana? Hi, Joanna. Yeah, but you know what? This is not a death sentence. It's just a medical condition that we have to treat. He's going to have to be on medicine twice a day the rest of his life. Big deal. You take water pills? Yeah. And we have to have him lose weight. Now, he's not heavy. He's 23 pounds. So the vet's like, well, I can't really tell you to make him lose weight because he's at the exact weight that he should be for his size. But put him back on the light food. Because, see, we were mixing his light food and his regular food. Since Rocky's been gone, we had a whole bag of Rocky's food. So we've been mixing the two, and he's been eating it. So we might continue doing that. But Dad's been giving him tons of treats. And so we're going to have to cut back on his treats. Dad's going to have to stop giving him treats. Be the difference is joy. And she is a joy, let me tell you. So I don't know where he went. He probably went to lay down. But he's gone through a real bad depression and everything since Rocky's been gone. And he hasn't been coughing or anything. He just woke up today coughing really bad, coughing up phlegmy stuff and white frothy stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm not messing around with this. I videotaped it. Oh, that would be hard for a bunny, a fractured kneecap, as much as they hop around. Took him in. I showed the vet the video. And so gave us the medicine. He has to take it twice a day. And that's it. Hi, Crystal. How are you? 4 months is a long time to have to heal, especially on a joint. Wow. I'm so tired, you guys. I wasn't tired before the vet. I was up and I was raring to go and I was ready to work and, I was starting, and then all of a sudden he started coughing. So I'm like, what's going on, buddy? And it wasn't a normal cough. So I started videotaping him. He started throwing up and I'm wiping him up with a rag, and he's carrying the froth all around on his mouth, and I'm wiping his mouth. And I called the animal hospital and I said, can we get in today? And she says, yep, you're working. So apparently whenever I call for an appointment, they work me in. So that's nice to know that I'm like a VIP, probably because I take really good care of my animals and I don't bring them in unless there's really something wrong. There has to be really something wrong or I won't bring them in. I love you too, Crystal. Yeah, I was sitting waiting for the x-rays to come back, waiting for him to come back, and I just was like, not again, not again, please, not again, not again. And he came in and first thing he said, no tumor. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then he said, congestive heart failure. And I went, oh. I just felt every bit of energy drain out of my body when he said congestive heart failure. Because I remember when my dad had congestive heart failure, he had no energy. He was just so sick all the time. Oh, thank you, Marianne. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I will try and take it easy on myself, but I gotta work. Oh, it's okay, Kimmy. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Once he starts taking the medicine, we're just gonna have to let him out a whole lot often because he's gonna have to pee. And I don't care what my husband says. I'm gonna have to set up pee pads. I'm gonna have to set up pee pads in the house, and he can go over and pee on the pee pads. I don't care. You have a heart murmur, Marianne? I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I was up at 8. I got up at 8 today. So it's not like I slept in or anything. Got up at 8. Started doing these boots. Oh yeah, this is nice and wet. This is supposed to be, this is what I'm using on these boots because they're really, really stiff, is saddle soap. And, oops. Saddle soap, you want to get real wet and frothy. So it's like almost like bubbles. Yeah, no kidding, right? I paid 69 cents for them. And they've even got the little thing here. So they are for a real cowboy. Whoever was trying to sell these in their thrift shop or whatever was asking $23.50, but they were so hard. They were really hard. They're softening up now. Which you don't want them too soft, but at the same point, you want to be able to, you want them to be pliable. So, when am I doing the light box tutorial? Well, I took Scrappy to the dollar store after the doctor, and I picked up foam board. So, maybe in the next couple days, okay? Maybe tomorrow I'll shoot it. I want to get this room all around so that I've got a nice table, like, I don't know, maybe I'll work on that table over there. Or maybe I'll do it outside in my backyard. What do you think about that? These are, hang on. Let me get these going into a paste. Get a little more water added to these. They're just sucking it up though. Everything I put on there, they're just sucking it right up. The brand of these is, well, you gonna comp them for me? Dan Post. Dan Post. 10.5B. I couldn't get my foot in them. I wear a men's 9.5, and I could not get my foot in them. So, if that tells you anything. So I want to take whatever moisture I have in this rag, and I want to put a little bit into the polish because it's going on a little drier than I would like. Now, normally I wouldn't use saddle soap, But on this, because this boot is so rough leather, this is really rough leather, and it's just not very pliable. So I want to make sure my saddle soap is wet, so it's more like a soap. So instead of just sitting on the surface, it's actually going to clean the leather too. I've got 3 different kinds of leather cleaner and conditioner and just softener, and 3 different kinds. It depends on what you're working on as to what you use, how you use it. Because the first layer I put on, I just put on not with a lot of water. See how this is making up like a suds? Okay, that's how you want to do it when you're cleaning with it. And this will still seep into the pores of the boot. But because I put 1 layer on it already without a lot of water that's sunk into the boot, I want to lather this one up. So it's going to clean it. Because this will be the last one, probably the last one I do. And you can tell once I kind of wipe it off the areas that are the driest, because it's going to maintain the, you know, the cracks. It's going to maintain it. So I'm actually going to put some extra that's not quite so wet here and just let that leather absorb it. Right where there's a lot of wrinkles. And once again, I'm going to abandon my cloth and use my hands so I can get it exactly where I want it, how much I want it, or I want it there. It's nice and thick. See that, how thick that paste is? Now I've washed it, I've conditioned it, and now I'm putting a thick paste on it. And then I'll go back later with a wet rag and I'll get a lot of that off. I don't anticipate it's all going to seep into the leather like it did last night, because it's already had one really good application. No, I didn't get these from Jerry. I got these from the Salvation Army. Okay, so I'll let these sit. Now I'll pick this one up. And you can already tell, I mean, this is more pliable than what it was. Let's get some water in there so that we can do the same thing on this one. See, here's a tutorial within a video. Hi, Dora. It's like a tutorial within a video. I gotta stop doing that, huh? This is just like a good bath for these boots. So it'll clean them up, and they weren't really dirty to begin with, but this will definitely clean them up. And get them looking soft again. Not necessarily too soft. You don't, real cowboy boots aren't that soft. I know, like I was just telling Thelma, I'm always doing, because look, I just saw them down there and thought, oh, I got to finish those. So why not pick them up? And while I'm talking to you guys, I can do it, right? Now, are you going to see anybody else doing it this way? No. Is this the right way to do it? Hell, I don't know. Maybe it's not. But all I know is what I've done in the past myself, how it's worked, if it's worked, how well it's worked. And these boots were so stiff. They were like, I thought for sure they were going to crack. That's how stiff they were. So this would be the last application that I put on these. And this one's already soaking in, if you can tell. There's not as much on this. It soaks right into those creases, right where those wrinkles are. Which is what we want it to do. Oh. Yeah, I tried to put those on, and yeah, they're narrow, but and I have really wide feet. But I'll come back in a couple hours, and I'll wipe those all up, and with a wet cloth. And then I'll polish them with a dry cloth. And then they will be, let them completely dry. Never photograph a shoe that's not completely dry because you won't get the right color. If you photograph a shoe like right after you polish it or after you've cleaned it and it's not dry, completely dry, you're not going to get the right color out of it. And that's deceitful to your customers. So if you're getting INAD stating item not as described, that was the wrong color, and it's for a shoe that you polished, that's why. Hi, Denise. Yeah, I responded to you, Cece. I said, no, I use a gallon pickle jar. I'll show you because I've got a jar started. I'm starting my jar for my MSP auction. Hi, Barb. This is the size jar that I'm using. So you see how big this is, right? This is the size jar that I'm doing. Here's my head. Here's a jar. It's a big jar. I've got to get down a lot of my really nice necklaces and put in there. My jar is going to have gold. It's going to have 10 karat gold in it. It'll probably have 1 or 2 items of gold filled. It'll have probably 2 or 3 items of sterling silver. And then it'll have a lot of nice necklaces. There's not going to be any crap in my jars. My jewelry jar that I sell at MSP is not going to have any crap. Nothing's going to have wear. Everything will be a sellable piece. So, that's funny. If you switch to red potatoes or yellow potatoes, you don't have to peel potatoes because you can eat the skin, and the skin is actually good for you. Whereas like Idaho potatoes or russet potatoes. Hi, Becca. See, that's a lot of jewelry. Oh, you have no idea. Okay, this is a craft lot that I've started. This is not a lot of jewelry. Okay, I have tubs filled with bagged jewelry. Okay, you see my boxes back here? These are reams. These boxes came from paper. Reams of 10 reams of paper would fit in each one of these boxes. Okay. I've got 2 boxes full of jewelry that I have not even processed. Okay. So this right here on my pegboards, this is nothing. That is nothing. Here's my piece of Bakelite that I found. So I got to do a video on that. And you got to see my messy, messy room. My messy, messy room. So, Connie, did you buy one of those $50 bags? No. Mm-mm. No, I wouldn't want those 2 smaller jars. I have jars up the wazoo here in my house because I keep glass jars. So I wouldn't have any need for those. But thank you. No, let somebody who collects those take those. Because whoever buys the jar, I guarantee you, is not going to want the jar. Because this is, this isn't a commercial jar that like pickles come in. In this jar itself, and this is not heavy stuff that's in it. This is already over 4 pounds. So they're not going to want the jar. Barb, you're done with jars. Are you still getting, hi, Valerie. Valerie, Valera, 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 Valerie. Are you still getting the bags from Shop Goodwill, Barb? Nah. I would screw that up in a heartbeat. I don't think I could ever be a canner. I have like 6 more of these jars. You think I should sell these jars? Like $4 a piece? The shipping would be outrageous on it though. Although I could ship them FedEx Smart Post. Yeah, I hate Shop Goodwill too, ever since they screwed me on those 2 rings they charged me for and I never got. I still have to dispute that. I got cleaner all over my shirt. Oh well, I can change. Hi, Rick. Hey, Rick. Let me think for a minute. Rick Berry. Rick Berry. Rick Berry. That's an inside joke between Rick Berry and I. The official Rick Berry, everybody, go subscribe to him. He is in Kenya. He is the nicest young man. He is in Kenya. That's why he says, "Mama, your boy in the house." He videos from work. He's so full of energy and love and positivity. And we all know that's what I'm all about. Don't you hate that, Joanna, when you list something and then all of a sudden you decide to keep it and you went through all that work? Hello, Donna. Oh, yeah. I haven't had Mountain Dew in days, you guys. I skipped the coffee and went to the Mountain Dew today. Boom, boom, Rick. If I ever come to Kenya, Rick, I'm going to hit up your pizza stand there where you make coffee, and you can make me the best coffee. Hello, Todd. I needed it today, especially after finding out about Scrappy. So, oh, thank you, Todd. You know, he can live a long time like this, the doctor said. So he's on medication. It's like a generic Lasix. So it's going to get all the water out of his system, the excess water, and all the water around his heart. So I'll just be cleaning up pee everywhere because the dog can never make it to the door. Valerie says, I used to drink 5 or more Diet Mountain Dews a day, and now I can't really drink it anymore. Tried some the other day and spit it out. It tasted like Alka-Seltzer. Well, I don't drink pop that often, but I needed it. Rick, Rebecca, my cozy nest sub to you. What does my boy Rick get? Boom. Boom. Let me see what I look like. I'm pretty good. Rick. Boom. Boom, Rick. Boom. Mama, you so welcome to my place. Kenya, I'll make you the best coffee. I bet you will. I tried ordering coffee from your place, Rick, but I could not find a store or anything, a link to go to a store. All right. Don't be dogging on my Mountain Dew. Mama needs it today, okay? Todd, I walked into the vet and I told the doctor, I said, all right, I want a full blood workup and some x-rays. And he started laughing. Hi, Alice. He started laughing and he says, well, we'll see. And I showed him the video of Scrappy coughing and vomiting and what he was vomiting up and everything. And he said, well, we are going to get an x-ray. So he took him back and x-rayed him. And I don't know if they cut his nails or not. I asked them to cut his nails. My bill was $250. Oh, my husband's home. Gotta go, guys. Gotta go talk to him about the bill. Oh, thank you, Alice. All right, guys. I'll try and go live later, okay? Love you. I'll be back, okay? With a working hangout.